To begin with, this is the incorrect lunge position. Your knee should never be over your toes like this. So make sure when you see that, stop the kids. It should look like this picture right here. That's the position you always want to be in, and you're going to extend into a position there. He's shown with a stretch cord using the drills, but you can do them without stretch cords too. Start in that position and end up getting into a full streamline position. The next exercise is a great one to work on your starts. Bend over. You can bend in a different starting track position, whatever grab start position, and start pulling forward. Make sure the hands are in front of your body, and it's a great exercise to get the kids to get their hands in the right position. Next exercise is just an early vertical forearm position, isometric. Need to do these all the time, every single day. You can use them with stretch cords or without. The next exercise, you kind of make a little loop with a stretch cord, and you can work on a kicking exercise where you're actually using the stretch cords in a kicking position, going up and down and timing your kids, seeing how many they can do in how many minutes. Great for freestyle. And it's going up and down, up and down. It's real easy. Next exercise is an early vertical forearm position with stretch cords. Exit of the hands and entrance of the hands, keeping the elbows ahead of the body. Not very easy to do, and you're going to alternate between the right arm and the left arm. You can be standing on the cords and making sure that elbow is high. It's very difficult. It's not a pulling position, and this is critical for an early vertical forearm and setting up your stroke. I'm doing with opposite hands. Next one's kind of a breaststroke drill, putting your feet in the cords and using them in a breaststroke fashion. You can see how it's set up on a bar, and you can adjust the tension by just grabbing the cords by your head and making it a little bit more difficult. So you want it a little bit more tense, you want to pull down farther. You can see a nice extension here and the completion of the breaststroke kick as the legs come together. The next exercise is just simply a streamline position. Hold it. These kids need to have a habit of getting in a streamline position, and I don't think you can do this exercise enough. Next exercises are shoulder cuff exercises. Shoulder injuries are created because you have an imbalance in shoulder muscles. If you don't do stretch cord or shoulder cuff exercises in your program, you're just begging for trouble. There's a lot of exercises you can do laterally, horizontally, diagonally, bring them across the body like this, all in an effort to develop a balance of shoulder cuff muscles. You have to do these. You have to do them. You know, you can rotate to the left, rotate to the right, as he's showing here, elbows in. But there are a lot of exercises that you should be doing every day, and these are some of them. Bringing the hands back in a rowing exercise to work on that. And you turn around and do the opposite, kind of a pushing exercise like a push-up, but this is the shoulder blades pointing backwards, pulling into that position to work on your shoulder muscles. Reverse flies are excellent exercises to work on shoulder cuff, and you turn around and do the opposite. Always muscles working in tandem. You want to develop both muscles that are responsible for encapsulating the shoulder muscles. You have injuries in your program with kids that have constant shoulder problems, attributed to the fact that they have imbalanced shoulder muscles. There are a ton of exercises to do, and these are just a few of them. Make sure the kids do them all the time. It's got to be religious. If you're working on core muscles, trying to keep the body straight, here's a great exercise to maintain a core muscle group, and the opposite side to keep the body straight. Other shoulder cuff exercises, rotating up, shown in the next clip, and then the opposite, rotating down. There's what we used to call empty can, full can exercises. These are exercises that are critical to developing shoulder muscles. These are pulling patterns where you have to pull forward like a lat pull, working on a pulling exercises that's critical to swimming. And then you're working on the extension or the follow through. Here are tricep exercises, very important, finishing on the breaststroke pull, freestyle pull, a butterfly pull, and then an extension of the triceps like this. You can work on bicep exercises also. And here is a backstroke recovery, great exercise, getting your kids to get their hands in the right position for a recovery on backstroke. Elbows in the right position, following through an extension, and of course you try to get them to get deep. That's where you hold them. You can hold them a little different, but this is the way that I have the kids hold them. And an extension all the way back, which is the completion of the recovery on backstroke. Here are a few courts. These are just a few stretch courts. You can use bungee courts. They're brought to you by Techpaddle. I think an invaluable tool in creating an early vertical forearm. Good luck to you from Coach Topolsky.